it's extremely important, right? And if I can be honest, man, um, I never really was exposed to it, right? Because my thought process of when I started to work that I do, Jewel, it was all around helping men get access to their children, helping men grow from the inside out, just like really helping men heal, right? And just looking at like, man, these brothers don't have a whole lot of support. Just all the things and working in a prison. And it wasn't until, man, I was exposed by this young lady who worked with the YWCA. And so I didn't come from a background, bro, of domestic violence. Like I grew up in a city where there's a lot of trauma, violence, the whole nine, but I didn't see many like intimate partner violence. And
Mm.
so here I was like providing this service to these men to where I was helping them gain access to their children. But it never dawned on me, bro, that because I would provide an attorney, I'll help them with, all types of resources, but I never knew me providing an attorney can contribute and
Mm.
further cause harm.
Mm.
Like I was ignorant. And so, as a black man who runs an organization of helping men heal and helping men gain access to their children, bro, I had to look at the way that I approach the work that I do and take a different approach of a more holistic, where I had to consider
Mm.
women. I had to consider, like, yo, how do I contribute to making sure that these women are safe because sometimes these brothers will come in a group, man, and they paint a perfect picture that is her, that in some cases, yo, it may be her, right? But my thing is it's still my responsibility as a fatherhood practitioner to make
Mm.
sure that I do work that's trauma centered, that takes in a holistic approach of making sure that these brothers are held accountable. And this is the thing when I use the word accountable, is that there's a both and. It doesn't have to be an either or. I
Mm.
can hold them accountable while still getting access to their children, but helping them understand, like, yo, your practices, sometimes just, micromanaging where she go. And it doesn't always have to be with him hitting her.
Mm.
It can just be verbally isolation, right? I can go on and on and on, man, but it's extremely important for me where I sit to make sure the work that I do, that I am making sure that men understand that the harm that they and approach that they take to build relationships can be extremely harmful. So professionals like me have to be intentional and look at how we do work to make sure that we're not further causing harm because it has to stop. It changed, because I was unaware and like the way that I shared, earlier, man, that I became very intentional to where I had to become educated about what domestic violence looked like what it is and what is not. Right. I even had to look at the way that I even interacted with my own partner, my own
Mm.
wife. Right. I had to look at, okay, when I shut down, like, what was your intent, Sean? Like,
Mm.
when I say the conversation is over, what was your intent, bruh?
Mm.
Right. So me doing the work and me becoming more aware of domestic violence and intimate partner violence, man, it caused me to really be intentional about how I approach my wife, how I approach my children. Like, yo, like male privilege. Like, just because I'm male, like, do I get to? I don't get to. Right. So I had
Mm.
to unlearn some things, man, and how I interact with people and the fathers that I walk with on a day-to-day basis. Like that we had to really change our approach on how we provide services. And I'll say this lastly, one of the things that we wind up doing is that with all of our programs, regardless if they are sent to us for intimate partner violence or not, they all are exposed to
Mm.
the education of domestic violence. And we bring somebody in to educate them on what it looked like and what is not. Man, I would say from this aspect, that they need to hear that it's okay for them to ask for help, right? And be intentional about growing from the inside out. I got a chance to see a movie on Netflix not too long ago, bro. And, I just wanted to see what it was all about, man. It was about this masculinity, these social media, gurus who have millions and millions of followers, man. And these young brothers have all these people following them, and they have helped shape this new culture of what masculinity look like. And it's to be honest, man, it's scary, bruh.
Mm,
Like it's really scary. And so my thing to answering that is that us brothers, man, is that we need to first take responsibility ourselves and be intentional about being the reflection that we want our young brothers to see and walk in. Right? Like we first have to do the work. And I say this all the time. Don't be a public success and a private failure.
mm,
Right? Like my thing is like do the internal work. Like get with a brother like you, who will help you heal from the inside out and not just justify like this is how I am or this is where I come from and this is what we do. No, we have a responsibility to grow and to do our own work so that way we can be the example to the younger generation that's coming up behind us, man. The first thing is to stop acting like it doesn't exist. Not even just domestic violence, man, but sexual assault within the community, right? To where we act like it doesn't exist and it doesn't happen in the black family. That's a lie, bruh. That's a lie. Right. And no, this is another thing, man, is that we need to, and I'm a religious, guy, and I'm a believer, of Christ, but like for real, like it's in the church too. Right? Like not acting like it's not in the church, man. You can be worshiping what I was talking to a guy in my group, my domestic violence group. And this brother, man, you look at him, man, you would never think that he caused harm. Right? A devout Christian, but he learned how to use Christianity, use his faith as another way to cause harm, right?
mm.
And to control. And so we would think that, because they're pastor, because they're deacon, that they don't do that. No, we need to have real conversations about like what it is and how it shows up, that it's just not always somebody being physical. And then the other thing, man, is that, even with, now, I'm gonna say this, speak this to women too, bro. Like, because I'll be honest, in my fatherhood groups, I get more men like taking accountability and like, man, I never thought of this. And I never thought like really being compassionate and empathetic, like, yo, I need to do better, right? I get a lot of sisters who will say something like, she's stupid. Why is she there? She should have left. Like, if it was just that easy for her to leave, don't you think she would have left?
Mm.
It take most women 7 times, 7 to 9 times to leave before she even get to the place of wanting to leave. So my thing as a community is that we need to have real conversations like this and us lifting it up and saying, hey, this is a real issue and we need to address it and have a conversation. My thing is, man, is that we need to get back to the root of things, right? And just really um, stop looking at black women as they're our enemy. Society has tried to divide us. And with this whole, this movement, um, to where they divide, like, oh, that's the feminist move. Oh, that's the, listen, women have a voice, right? And my thing is that the enemy, regardless if you want to say is, Satan or, the system, whatever it is, but there is a system that is in place that is doing everything in its power to cause black men and black women to be at odds. Instead of us looking at each other as we are our greatest assets and treasures and figure out how to work together. Men, I am calling men to really get back to the root, man, and begin to love our sisters. Not that they less than, but they are ones that we should cherish and honor and love them through their brokenness and love them through their hurt and love them through their trauma and love them through their beauty and love them through their strength and just be present, bruh. Just be able to hold her until she's ready to take this next move and whatever that move is. So that's big for me, man. It's just, wanting men to get back to a place to where we can just uphold our sisters as queens that they are, man. I have taken the pledge to end domestic violence in my community. My question is, have you taken the pledge?